This is my Second Life avatar, Floria Beaumont. She's currently dressed in the gown that Elizabeth I was wearing in what's called the Pelican Portrait, which is currently in the National Portrait Gallery in England, as you can see in this picture. She's a resident of Renaissance Island, which is set in Tudor and Stuart England. And this is her house. Notice outside I have a stand with a book of poetry that I've written. We'll do a quick tour of the house, and we'll also look at the Globe Theater, which is right next door. This is the first level. I don't have it very thoroughly furnished, but I do have a few pieces of furniture. This is the main level with some tapestries on the wall. On the second level, I have a writing area outside the main bed chamber. And above the bed chamber is a loft which can be accessed by the ladder. It's not very large compared to today's houses, but on Renaissance Island, except for the Lord's Manor, it's probably the largest house available. And the name of the place I call the Poet's Corner, and it's the closest house available to the Globe Theater, which is reconstructed or recreated from the original theater where Shakespeare's company performed their plays. It's built to scale with a few modifications made to allow for easier viewing in this virtual world. And you can see the stage and the 3 levels of seating for the audience. On the stage there are 3 trap doors where you can go below to appear on the stage as a ghost or something. We've got ladders leading up to the trap doors. Currently the only things on the stage are an old tree and a throne. Backstage, behind the curtains, is an area where people can prepare. We even have a table and a bench, and then a very steep stairway up to the balcony. And you can see the rest of the theater from here. We can also see an overhead view. And it is open to the sky, just as Shakespeare's original wooden O, as he called it, I believe, in the prologue to Henry V was called. And you can see that again, the 3 levels of seating for the audience. When the theater was dedicated or completed, in any case, I wrote a sonnet, or Floria wrote a sonnet to commemorate the event, and it's called To a New Globe. The deaths of lovers end their family's strife. A feckless prince becomes a warrior king. A jealous husband kills his faithful wife. The king and queen of fairies dance and sing. A king's ungrateful daughters drive him out. A duke usurped receives his own afresh. An indecisive prince gives voice his doubt. A maiden saves a merchant's pound of flesh. These scenes have oft been played upon thy stage. With topics elevated and benight, in poetry like music on the page, the bard will still enlighten and delight within thy walls, in second life or third, arising as the legendary bird. You can see that this is a Shakespearean sonnet. The first several lines refer to different plays. The first one is obviously Romeo and Juliet. The second is Henry V. The third is Othello. The fourth, A Midsummer Night's Dream. Then King Lear. And as I recall, the next one is The Tempest. And the next reference is to Hamlet. And then finally to The Merchant of Venice. Thank you for joining me for this tour.